Evening and welcome to this week's Shrimps panel. We have returning to us is Jimmy and Matty from last season, and a newcomer, long-time fan but first-time panellist, Nathan there. Nathan, I think I'll probably come to you first. A couple of weeks ago, we were sitting here looking forward to our first goal and our first win, and it was Jimmy who said, "We don't care how the goal comes. We don't care how it comes. It can come off somebody's backside or somebody's knee." It was a great first goal for us. We've been told it, but I don't think anybody could have envisaged how the actual first point would come. Just describe your emotions on the day, Nathan.
Oh, it was everywhere, I think, wasn't it? It was like, I thought, my sad evening is going to be rubbish because we've lost this. And then somehow we got a penalty from nowhere. And then, just a really lucky own goal, but doesn't matter, we'll take him, won't we?
We will, and I mean, Matty, it started off so well. We played well early on, and we got our noses in, and you couldn't see anything going wrong from that point, could you?
I thought we looked really sharp. We looked attacking. I think we lost our way a little bit when Derek got sent off, which was ridiculous. And then, but we looked comfortable. And then the second booking, he got sent off, and then because we conceded straight away, it just sucks the life out of you, doesn't it? I was ready to go home. I don't know if I was like five games, league games in a row where we had all the decisions go against us, and you think it's just corruption. It's got to be just corruption. It doesn't happen 5 times in a row. It's just corrupt. I was ready to pack it all up, but I was doing scoreboard, so I couldn't. Thankfully.
And Jimmy, you were a bit closer to the action where you sit. Just talk to about the sending off of Derek first of all. How did that come about? Because we didn't really.
It was as I say, I sit by the away dugout, so I've got quite a good view of it all going on, and it was really odd. Well, it was definitely because of someone chucking the ball back, which I believe apparently is a new rule that they're not allowed to do. So Derek didn't like that, so he's getting at the fourth official. And then there was a second incident of, I think, their box chucking it back. So he really didn't like that. And he tried to block it off. And the fourth official didn't like that. And then he got in his face. And I don't know what was said. But obviously then he gets the ref straight over and Derek's off. But interestingly, straight away, whatever Derek had said has really hurt the fourth official, because he spent his whole rest of the game just concentrating on our bench and telling every one of them off. If their toe went outside the white line, he was dragging them back. But then the Colchester, obviously the two brothers, both of them are down the sideline doing whatever they want. It was as if he couldn't see this way. He was only looking at us.
There was a moment, wasn't there? Roachy got up to talk to Danny Granger about the substitution, and he had the electronic board in his hand, and the fourth was like, "You need to sit down." And he's like, "I'm talking to you about the substitution." No, can't do it. And it's like, oh.
So there is a little bit of subconscious bias in there. We seem to be getting all the decisions against us, but is it of our own making? Are we saying things we shouldn't say to officials, getting them wound up, and then they are just unconsciously going to be biased against us? Because as soon as he got sent off, Derek, the ref didn't give us a thing, did he?
No.
For the next 10, 15 minutes till the crowd got on his back, and then he seemed to realise maybe I'm being a little bit
too obvious.
Too obvious here. But also when they scored, I'd seen the fourth official laughing. He was loving it. So
as if like,
it was a big smirky. So he definitely had something against our bench. So maybe Derek needs to be a bit careful what he says.
Well then, they're sending off to Hendry, and I understand he's hardly ever been sent off in his career, Hendry. So he'll be absolutely gutted. The second one, I don't think there's any doubt about it. The lad was going past him and he hacked him down. Not a problem. The first one, did you get a good view of that, Nathan?
No idea. Well, he's probably arguing with the ref on it, I think.
Well, we thought it was dissent because there was what we thought was a very clear handball by one of theirs at about the same time that wasn't given by the referee. So we just assumed he must have said something there. But no. Did you see some of those as well?
He played advantage.
Again, it was all happening near where you were.
It was I can't remember his name. The really quick winger that was on this side anyway had played the ball down the line. So he did what all great right backs do, and he stepped straight across his line and just chested him off. So he blocked him on purpose, fired him into the hoardings. And
So
he just-
was that a booking for you then? The first one?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
All
No,
right.
you can get away with it if you do it and stop going. Whoa, sorry, I was in the way. But it was there was
Bit
some
more
force
obvious.
there, yeah,
Right,
and
okay.
he sent him flying. So
Right.
he just played advantage and then called it back for that.
Yeah.
I think that's what it was.
But that's 2 bookings and a man sent off, and of course from the resultant free kick from the second booking, they get soft goal, bad marking, or good goal. What do you think, Matty?
Combo.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, bad marking. And it's that slice of luck.
Yeah.
You know, you have a clearance and it falls straight to them and they score, don't they? You know, it's always the same.
Yeah.
You know,
And then we come out into the second half, and whatever was said at half time, there must have been a real, concentrate on this, we're still in it, blah, blah, just keep tight. And then they get one within the first few minutes. And at that point, Nathan, were you seeing any prospect at all of the comeback that came?
Not really, no. I just thought it was, we're kind of getting used to this, aren't we? Getting beaten, unfortunately. Yeah, we showed some fight though. That's the best thing,
Yeah.
We showed it. We were going forwards and we just didn't give up, did we?
And is it significant that that they were playing possession and they weren't necessarily going for the jugular they didn't have to 3-1 up. Do you think it's coincidence? Were we just throwing everything at it, or are we so fit that we can maybe do that in the last part of games pretty consistently, Matty?
it's a Derek thing, isn't it? The fitness.
Yeah.
With every season that he's managed us, whether it's a full or a part season, the fitness has always been right until the 100th minute.
Yeah.
Take the Salford game from a couple of years ago. We were 1-0 down. We won 2-1 in the time added on.
Yeah.
And he seems to instill that belief in the players, doesn't he? That they can do it regardless of what the score is.
Yeah.
I thought Callum Jones was immense.
Yeah.
I thought he just held everybody, not just in on the ball, but off the ball, and
Yeah.
holding everybody together and just being an absolute focal point in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we talked about him in the Newport game as well, because Guion Edwards, he caught the eye and he was probably our most dangerous player, and he got the man of the match, rightly. But I didn't think Callum Jones was far behind him on that. I thought him and McAdam ran the midfield. Callum Jones deserved man of the match on Saturday for us.
Absolutely. I'd love to see the stats of how far he ran. He seems to be absolutely everywhere. But he suits this new style, if you like, because we have the wing backs. Well, when you saw the team sheet, there's 5 centre midfielders on there. I was trying to think, how are they playing? And we've got this box midfield now. So Callum Jones gets to sit. It's like a quarterback plays.
Yeah.
And he was everywhere. It just seems to work because we've got inside forwards now, someone to play to. But yeah, no, he was phenomenal. And some of his challenges as well, the way just at the right moments as well to get the crowd up and the team up.
Yeah.
But I'd love to see how far he ran because it looked like forever. He just seemed to keep going, didn't he?
Because you talk about playing through the channels and stuff, and I thought it was interesting that Danny Granger said afterwards that the goal that Tollett scored was something they'd been working on. I mean, for me, it just looked like that was the way the play fell, and he cut inside, and it was a great shot. I mean, what level of strategy do you need to sort of predict that?
We must have known that you could get at them between the left back and centre halves. We must have known there was a big gap there. So the way we played it was, how did you say? It was actually Stotty when it started the move, who I think is phenomenal, by the way. He's found a new sort of, he's like our playmaker, he's like our Perlo, and he's the one that brings it out, and which I didn't expect to see when we got him, non-league.
No,
player.
I mean,
he's been absolutely unbelievable.
No disrespect to Stokesy last season, decent player, but when we got Stott, I looked at his build, looked at his history, and I thought he's going to be one of those that dependable, good in the air, but maybe not quite as good distribution wise. But he's been excellent, hasn't he?
Superb.
Have you enjoyed watching him?
I have. I've enjoyed how quickly he's fitted in. I mean, you say how quickly he's fitted in. There's so many new players there. That might have helped him, as opposed to him trying to fit into somebody else's style. They've worked out their own style, what works best for us four, or for us two as a unit, or and then they built from there. I think he's a bright lad, football-wise.
Good.
I don't know otherwise. I haven't spoken to him.
And then we were saying that we don't mind how our first goal come. We've spoken about a really good first goal, but how the heck we got the the point out of that. we had penalty. What do you think about the penalty, Nath? Was it a penalty? Did you see it that way?
I didn't.
Because we're saying we've not got the look so far, and nothing's gone for us. But that one, I think you could argue maybe.
Yeah, well, I think everyone was a bit perplexed at the time, but looking back, I can see why he gave it.
Yeah, because Harrick rolled over about 20 times and made it look like a penalty. I was shouting for a pen at the time. But I think I shout for a pen all the time.
I've seen the highlight. I think I can understand. Like, it was soft, wasn't it? But look, we wouldn't have gone into League One if we hadn't walked for a soft penalty.
But it's nowhere near as soft as the two that we've had against us in the past week.
No.
You know, at least there was some sort of contact on there.
That one at Crewe.
And then the equaliser, fantastic. Absolute rocket shot from Dacker's right into the top corner. That was the goal you were describing, wasn't it? Now?
That would have gone for a throw-in.
Yeah.
If you look at the angle.
Really?
Yeah. I think he was going for a throw-in.
He won't care, will he?
No.
And do we?
Not at
No,
all.
of course not.
Not at all.
Imagine being Anderson, the lad that came on at right back. He didn't have a great game, did he, when he came on? And then he misses from a yard, doesn't he?
Yeah.
He waits for it to bounce and then go down the other end.
That has got to go down as a half chance. I think you saw him coming on, didn't you?
It wasn't him. It was Hopper.
A big centre forward.
Hopper came on. I think the Cowleys got it wrong with the substitutions. It seemed to really stop Colchester's fluidity that they had. But yeah, when Hopper came on, he was getting instructions and he just looked petrified. I was looking at him, I was like, your body language is all wrong. You just look like, I'm going on at 3-2, boss, stop doing this to me. Not like, get me on there, I'll shore it up. It was complete opposite, which is, bizarre.
I mean, it was a fantastic comeback, Nathan. Were you sharing the feeling that it felt like a win at the end of the game?
Definitely. Yeah. It was late on, wasn't it? And, just... When you get it like that, it does feel like, especially when you're 3-1 down.
I mean, I must admit, 3-1 down, they're knocking the ball about. Yeah. We're down to 10 men. Yeah. We had a gig to go to in Bear. One of our mates' daughters was singing in Bear, and we knew that she was just about to start. And at 75 minutes, I nearly went to my wife. And I think what made me not do that was memories of Chesterfield 3-0 down at half time, we win 4-3. Crewe, Doncaster, Crewe. We 3-1 down, and then we get a man sent off, and we're still winning 4-3. Yeah. So I vowed that night I'm never ever leaving a match before full time. Just the way that came and the lift it must have given the lads. Do you think that is going to inspire us more into Fleetwood? Does it not matter? Were we up anyway? What's your feelings about that?
I think it is, and I think also performances as well. As in, there's a couple of positions that we've all talked about, like striker. Angle was phenomenal. Right? And then we seem to have found this box midfield now, which is brilliant. We can play out. And then the way that we sat Songo back there, didn't we, which allows Stotty, and then we can Stotty and then Adam Lewis, get the right Lewis, to really bomb on. I think we found a way to play out, and I'm really excited. And special mention to Angle, I think.
Adam Lewis, by the way, asked the linesman if it was his first game.
Oh yeah,
Is this your first game?
Wins on Shithouser.
We'll just touch on Songo, because if there was somebody who used to pick and say maybe drop below their normal standard, would you say Songo did that on Saturday?
Probably looked tired.
Okay.
Just thought it just looked a yard short, which is unusual.
But he's played just about every minute that he's been substituted a couple of times, but he's started the games, hasn't he?
Their big striker, number 9, the one who played up front. Did you notice that he realised that and he just went and stood on Songo? He found that as a weakness, and actually, when we took Songo off, I feel we got stronger.
Yeah, but you wouldn't drop him next game, would you? Are you dropping Songo at Fleetwood?
Well, he's the captain.
He's not here. He's not going to walk in a minute.
Or maybe give someone else a chance. Maybe. But, obviously he's not the player of when we went up, is he, in League One? Because he's got on a few years, hasn't he? He's probably just
I mean, I think
He never quit, was he?
no. I think I would hesitate to drop him after that one performance because I think he's been all right in the other games, and he does organise the team pretty well, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Fleetwood, then, Matty, are we going there full of confidence now?
Yeah, I reckon yes. Why not? We've got this. We've got a point on the board. We've got goals in the bag. We're going forward. If you look at how we're playing and how all the managers in post matches have said,
Yeah,
you're playing really well, and sometimes that's a curse, isn't it? You know, the league tell you don't deserve to be where you are, where you're playing, and everybody seems to be behind us. And I went on Accrington Stanley's site, and they're like long-term fans that we know. This is awful. This is terrible. Have these defence ever played together before?
Right.
These performances are just shocking, and they're getting worse.
No.
We have had solid performances, and we're getting better.
And the fans know that, don't they, Jimmy? You know, every game, home and away. I wasn't at the Walsall game, but every other game, we've been arguably the better side. I think we were the better side until we got the sending off against Colchester. The fans understand what's going on, don't they? So they'll be right behind them.
They do.
They have they've stuck with them, haven't they?
They have. And the clever fans as well. I think the fans determined the way that the referee changed the way he fought in the game on Saturday, and they also lifted the team when they needed to. So, they've been phenomenal.
Well, hopefully there will be more of that on Monday. I think there's still places on the Shrimps Trust coach, so get yourself on that and go on their website to book that. See you all at Fleetwood, and hopefully next week we can be talking about our first win. Come on, you Shrimps.